So, if you've ever dipped your toes into the world of solar power, you've probably noticed something. There's this huge gap between a simple plug and play kit and a system that's actually engineered to last for decades. Well, today we're going to bridge that gap. We are going to walk through the complete roadmap that takes someone from a total solar beginner to thinking like an expert engineer. And this right here, this is the core idea of the whole thing. See, a beginner system works just fine on a perfect sunny day, but an expert system, that's designed to survive when things go wrong. It's not about if it works, it's about how it behaves when it's under real stress. Okay, so every journey has to start somewhere, right? For us, it's level 1, the building blocks. This is where pretty much everyone begins, just learning to name the parts and getting a basic feel for what's going on. Now, the big question at this stage is really simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. It's not just about listing the components. It's about really getting the journey that energy takes, all the way from the sun right to the socket on your wall. And here they are, the big four. You've got your solar panels, and they're making what we call direct current, or DC power. Then the charge controller. Think of it as the traffic cop for your battery. The battery, of course, stores all that energy. And finally, the inverter takes that stored DC power and flips it into alternating current, or AC power, the stuff your home appliances actually use. But here's the first real mental shift you have to make. Stop seeing these as just a shopping list of parts. You need to see them as an electrical ecosystem. Energy flows from the sun, it becomes current in the panels, it gets tucked away as chemical energy in the battery, and then finally it becomes usable power. It's a living, breathing process. And the one thing holding that entire flow together is this one beautiful little formula. Power equals voltage times current. I'm telling you, every single calculation, every design choice, every problem you will ever troubleshoot in solar, it starts right here. This relationship is the fundamental language of electricity. All right, let's level up. Moving on to level 2, where we start connecting the system. This is where we stop looking at a box of parts and start building a real, functioning, interconnected ecosystem. And the key question here is all about the how. How you actually wire these things together isn't just some minor detail. It fundamentally changes the entire personality of your system. It's what defines its actual performance in the real world. And look, here are the 2 basic choices you have for wiring panels. You can connect them in series, and when you do that, the voltage adds up. That's great for pushing power over long distances. Or you can connect them in parallel, and the current adds up, which is what you need to deliver more punch. This one decision has a huge impact on your whole setup. At this level, you also start to see batteries in a new light. It's not just about amp hours. The real metric for energy storage is watt hours. You get that by multiplying the battery's voltage by its amp hour rating. This is the number that tells you how much work you can actually get done and for how long. Okay, now things start to get really interesting. Welcome to level 3, life under load. At this point, we're done looking at perfect diagrams on paper. We're now thinking about how the system actually behaves out in the wild when it's being pushed. So what does happen when that nice, quiet system suddenly has to power up a big refrigerator or a well pump, or you plug in a power tool? The answer to that question reveals everything about how well it was designed. Let's just walk through what happens. First, your system is just humming along at idle, no big deal. Then a motor kicks on, and for just a split second, it demands this massive surge of power. The current being yanked from the battery just skyrockets. And because of that intense demand, the whole system's voltage actually sags. It drops. The big question is, can your system handle that critical moment without collapsing? And this is the why behind that voltage sag. It's Ohm's law. But don't think of it as some boring textbook formula. Think of it as the law of loss. It shows us that voltage drop happens because of the current you're pulling through the natural resistance in your wires. The more current you pull, the bigger the voltage drop. This is where your system quietly loses its efficiency. So here's the big realization at this level. An advanced solar designer stops obsessing about the system's idle voltage and starts focusing on one thing. Can it deliver stable, high current when it's needed most without falling on its face? It's a total shift in perspective. And that brings us to the very top, the final stage, level 4, engineering for failure. This is where you graduate from being someone who just assembles a system to someone who truly engineers one. The entire goal changes. See, at the expert level, you're not just asking, does it work anymore? You're asking, how is this going to break? And even more importantly, when it does break, Is it going to be a safe, controlled event or a total disaster? These right here, these are the invisible killers of solar systems. You've got undersized cables that just silently get hotter and hotter until the insulation fails. A missing or wrong-sized fuse means a simple short circuit can completely fry your expensive electronics. And this one's sneaky, PV overvoltage. On a really cold, sunny morning, a solar panel's voltage can actually spike above its rating and instantly kill your charge controller. An expert sees all this coming and designs ways to prevent it. And that's really the ultimate goal. You want a fuse to blow. That's a controlled failure. You want an inverter to safely shut itself down if it's overloaded. What you don't want is a wire catching fire or a battery being ruined forever. That is the entire difference. So, after this whole journey, what's the big takeaway? It's about evolving your mindset. It's about going from just being an assembler of parts to being an engineer of a resilient, durable system. Think of it this way. A beginner builds a system that works today. An expert builds a system that survives everything you can possibly throw at it. The brutal heat of summer, the shock of a big motor starting up, the occasional human error, and just the wear and tear of time itself. They build for resilience. And that leaves us with one final question. And this one is for you to think about. Whether your system is already built or just a drawing on paper, look back at that list of failure points and ask yourself honestly, which one have I been ignoring? Answering that question? Well, that's your next step on the path to becoming an expert.